Hey guys, Jay here. So it is, first of all, disclaimer. It is raining heavily outside. I don't know when it will stop, but it seems like it's going to be a while. And I cannot wait for it to be over. So there's a little bit of background noise here and there. My kid is also on the side. So if that bothers you, my apology, but hey, it is what it is, right? So anyway, this video is going to be made to address a question that I received in one of my previous video. I think it is the tier list video. So the tier list that I made, I think I am talking about basically which class is kind of safe for like starting. And I rate that Deadeye and Blood Mage are going to be S tier class, and a bunch of other classes are going to be A tier. So not only myself, but there's a lot of people, if not everyone, except for maybe Kautorak, who is rating Deadeye as an F tier ascendancy because he is rating it for his reason. Check out his video. There is a pretty good reason why he rated Deadeye as an F tier, and he is correct. So anyway, why Deadeye? Basically everybody, and this is a Fopguns video showing on my screen here, why Deadeye is going to be one of the strongest. I think he kind of wanted to restrain himself in a title here. What he wanted to say is, why is Deadeye the strongest class? And universally, a lot of people is agreeing with this statement, and myself included, because from the look of it, Deadeye received actually quite a lot of buff and just a little bit of nerf. So compared to other classes, it's still going to be very fast. It's still going to like just have a lot of projectile shenanigan, a lot of speed, a lot of damage. So Deadeye should be very dominant, right? Question is, if you are like a new player or if you are a casual player, should you be playing Deadeye or should you be playing like one of the meta builds? And I want to make this video to address that particular thing. And so this is going to be my take on, should you be playing a meta build? And the answer is actually very simple. If you play a lot, and I am assuming that you care about like having a good lich start, you don't care about like exploring the game, but you want to have a strong character and a strong economy situation like a few days into the league. This is for those kind of people. That if you care about those kind of priority, then this video is going to be for you. But if you want to just explore, this doesn't mean anything. Just play what you like, right? I am going to play what I like. This video is not for me, by the way. I am not going to care about anything of this. I just want to play the game, explore new stuff, and then if it works out, it works out. If not, I will just re-roll because I have to play it anyway, right? So if you play a lot, if you plan to like spend like 12 hours a day at least to play the game for the first couple of days, maybe a little bit less, but maybe more as well. If you can follow the people who are leading the meta, which is the people like Fopgun and like some other like even player who does not like do content creation, but they just play a lot, then chances are you should be following a meta build because you can actually keep up with the curve of upgrading the gear. You should be first on the market to get to a certain level or certain threshold of gear, and then you can acquire those gear for reasonable prices. But if you are behind the curves, if you are someone like myself actually, the release date I'm not going to play. The next day I'm not going to play either because I already have something else planned. I only can just get to the game maybe a lot, maybe a little bit in the third day, which is already late. And if you are like not playing the first day like me, or if you can only play say 3 hours, 4 hours for the first day, if you are new to the game, you cannot play at the same speed or as the speed that is anywhere close to how fast people can actually push the early game, then yeah, you should not be doing this. You should not be doing this at all. You should be doing this instead. So if you play like a casual, you should look for a tier build. What is a tier build? They're not meta build. They're still strong. Maybe they're not as strong as meta build. And some A tier build in this case, by the way, can actually be hidden S tier. People just don't know about it yet, or it is not obvious enough that it is actually S tier build. So what you are looking for here is something that not the majority of player base is playing right now. So how do you get that? Well, let me just actually show you this website, POE2 Ninja. You can literally search like this, or you can just type POE2.ninja, right? So this is going to be showing you basically, if you go to build here, you will see this is standard. There will be a lot of invokers, a lot of Stormweaver. This is Dawn of the Hunt, which is the current league because we have not get to the next league yet, right? So this is Dawn of the Hunt. The next one is going to be Into the Abyss, which is, or the Third Edict. So when the game is launched, this website is going to be updating, you know, basically the meta for you. So you would know which class is going to be played a lot. And if you click on the highest class, for example, you will see that the skill that most people are using is Herald Thunder, which is actually a support skill, but it is Lightning Spear. So this is reflecting the meta for the Dawn of the Hunt, right? So when you get to the next patch, you are going to have a section to show you the meta of next patch instead of the Dawn of the Hunt, because Dawn of the Hunt is going to be merged into standard. So basically here is going to be one of the way, or actually the most like reliable way for you to actually know what the meta is. So you should not be doing maybe the first, the second, maybe even the third thing, right? If you play casual, you should be looking for something else down the list. So you should be looking for number 4, number 5, number 6, maybe number 3 is okay, but you know, anyway, don't look at number 2 and number 1. 100%. Because you cannot follow with the progression that the other people are playing with the meta. They are going to be playing a lot. They are going to have a lot more currency than you. And they are going to buy out the gear that you also like. So at the point where you need those gear are not only less available, but also very, very much more expensive than it used to be. Right? So following the meta might not be the best thing. Or, you know, if you want to, you can just totally follow a streamer like Fopgun. He probably is one of the standout people who like 100% of the time just play the meta stuff or create the meta in some cases. So yeah, this is basically the gist of it. Play a lot, then you play a meta build. If you play casual, you should not play a meta build. Just play something else that is a little bit down the list. And I just showed you the list already. So what do I predict is going to be in the ballpark of being an A tier build here? I want to give a little bit of some example that I think, just my personal opinion. This can be incorrect. Again, we don't have enough information yet to have a concrete final answer to this question. But I think these are going to be good, right? So Chaos Lich. I think this is going to be probably the most reliable one that you can go for. Chaos Lich. So you can do Essence Drain and Contagion early on. By the way, you also have a new toy that is the Black Flame Keystone, which is going to convert all fire damage to chaos. So you can also play around with it a little bit. But if you just want to go the traditional way, there are like detailed build guide or detailed tutorial on just getting through the game with Chaos Lich. And it is going to be exactly the same this patch, because this archetype in the patch note is basically untouched. Slight buff in a few points, but basically this is the same, and it is just going to get you through the game very reliably. And one additional perk of being a Chaos Lich is later on, chances are there will be strong Blood Mage build, life stacking using Wrath Pith, and maybe Spark, maybe Arc, maybe other skill. But chances are there might be a very, very strong build that is going to use the Witch body or the Witch base class. And Lich is going to be able to allow you to just respec into being a Blood Mage. So you don't need to re-level character. which is actually a very, very big downside for a lot of people who don't play a lot, right? You don't have time to level a new character, so you can just respec here to a Blood Mage if you want to play those kind of build, right? Number 2, this is very biased, but this Grenade Titan build kind of fall into the same category as Chaos Lich. Basically, untouched. There's a little bit of buff to the Fragment Grenade or the Explosive Grenade, and there is a slight nerf into Voltaic Grenade, which is one that we don't really use for damage anyway, and it is nerf in damage, but I think buff a little bit for utility, so maybe Grenade Titan is just straight buff. Why do we play as a Titan? Because Titan has Hulking Form. Hulking Form is super important for Grenade because it amplified the cooldown recovery rate that you can get from passive skill tree, and it also amplified a lot of other cool passive, small passive node that eventually, resulting in you having a lot of power. And Grenade Titan, I think traditionally everybody who plays it will play with Flash Grenade as your main like AoE clear skill, because it has the lowest duration. You can reduce the duration to make the gameplay smoother, because reduced duration also got amplified from a skill tree by the Hulking Form, so you are going to have a very smooth gameplay. And Flash Grenade build up stun really well. Basically, it just instantly stun everything, including even bosses. So you are going to have a very nice synergy with the stun node from the Titan as well, where you heavy stun enemy, you deal extra damage. Really nice, right? I also played a version of Grenade Titan last league. It is CI strength stacking. If you want to, you can check it out. It is in my channel somewhere. Just search for Grenade strength stack. But I think it is just exactly the same, if not a little bit stronger this league. I think Grenade Titan is going to be good. Staff Monk. Well, Staff Monk is, I think, basically the same as well. Compared to these two, it also received basically no change. Staff Monk actually received a lot of new toys. There will be a lot of players playing with a monk, right? But most people is going to be playing unarmed with hollow palm. So chances are the staff weapon on the market, you can actually have a pretty significant amount of good deals. You can have a pretty nice weapon for very cheap, because people are not trying to play with a staff, but they are actually trying to play unarmed. So keep an eye out for this archetype. I think this is much stronger this league, especially if you now the couple of palm skill before, right? By default, if you don't take the hollow palm technique, you are going to have the palm skill to be scaled with your weapon attack damage. So the staff is going to be the base for your Shattering Palm, which is the one I'm looking at, because Shattering Palm is very good. And someone pointed out to me in my hollow palm technique video that I cannot use Hero of Ice without a martial weapon. Yes, I was stupid, but if you play as a staff monk, you have a weapon and you can use Hero of Ice. So you can use Shattering Palm, Hero of Ice. It will create very nice clear. For single target is the same as previously. You just like attack a few times, drop the bell, and then delete the boss. So I think Staff Monk is going to have a great time for the League start. Last but not least, this is a very hot take, but I think Lightning Spear is fine. Everybody know how crazy Lightning Spear is previously. Lightning Spear, the nerf that it received, the most significant one this time is, let me just actually bring up the patch note so I'm not going to like put my foot into my mouth. Path of Exile. I often go this way, it is faster to me. Okay, Control F. Lightning Spear. There's only one change. Now fire 5 secondary bolt at O level. So early on it actually is buffed. Previously 3 to 8. Early on it is actually buffed. Endgame is not going to be as strong. No longer deals more damage when consuming a frenzy charge. Well, that is okay. Not needed at all. I think in the end game, if you have been deleting a whole screen or maybe even more with 8 additional bolts, you are going to do fine with 5. I think you probably will still delete like maybe half the screen or more, maybe even still the whole screen with one lightning spear with the exact same build. And Tangle Tongue is nerfed, but Tangle Tongue is nerfed with the crit chance only. The 4 critical, which is the main thing that makes Tangle Tongue broken, is still there. And because it is no longer the meta, I think it actually should be much cheaper. So if you want to start out as Lightning Spear or just any spear skill, you should be having a great time. One honorable mention on Spear, right? So Twister, if you are into the Whirling Slash and Twister playstyle, that is going to be like basically untouched and a little bit buff as well in terms of like your pathfinding with the Whirling Slash. So Spear is going to not be meta because everybody is tired of Spear. But Spear, I think, is still going to be okay. So if you want to have a solid lich start, I think this might be a good choice. Again, this is a very hot take, right? Very hot take. So yeah, that is everything I want to share in this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support that I've been receiving since I just being back to posting video about PoE. Seems like the tier list video has been received pretty damn well. I thought it's going to be much more controversial because normally people don't like tier lists in the PoE community, at least the older or more veteran people. But somehow it turns out pretty damn well. So yeah, thanks for the support. I will see you in the next video. Peace.